extreme. Not I've added and then took you right back out, but
Oh
it's
no.
okay.
I was like, girl, the way. So it's so funny the way I just went, whoa, and then I look up and I went like this and I didn't see me. And I was like,
Because I added everybody in the stream and then it was like I
That's
was going
funny.
through and it clicked you right back out. I don't know
there's
what's
a
going.
special guest star. Bring her
Yeah,
in individually.
individually.
Julius. Let me
By the
Right.
hurry.
way,
Thank
I
you.
don't have my fan out for anybody watching because my cat, she hates my fan. She runs away when I have it, and she is right now sleeping behind me like a beautiful angel. So I didn't want to do that to her.
Yes, because I'm sure everybody cares about our fan news.
They
And
better, yeah, they
they
better care
might.
about my fan.
They might. They
Jumbo fan.
should. They should. They should. If they don't, they should.
Mhm.
And hello and welcome to the Cup, the Currently Unnamed Podcast, where we put the real and the tea in reality, where you can always come here first to quench your reality thirst. I'm your girl Lana, your resident diva, here to give the tea, spill the tea, and drink the tea because you know I love me some tea. Her. And if you have some tea, you know to hit me up. I am not drinking anything because I just ate a big bowl of watermelon, so I got all the liquids that I need right now. So I'm not drinking anything. But if I was, you all know I would be drinking it in my cup mug because everybody should have a cup mug and they're cute. And if you don't have one, come get one at lanagcreation.etsy.com. And we do ship internationally, so there are no excuses.
And I'm David Healy, and I don't have a cute intro, but I do have a cute shirt. So I know there's a lot of Filipino viewers out there watching, and you all are repping for your hometown girls. Well, I'm repping for my hometown girl too. I'm wearing my Crystal Method shirt. She's from my city. I've known Crystal for over 10 years, so had to wear it for this occasion. And I am drinking water.
Period.
Yo. And what's happening, everybody? It's me once again, Eve the Bunny, Chicago drag artist and queen of Ivy Park. Today I'm wearing something from the Ivy Park and Peloton collaboration that they did last year. It's cute because it's a crop hoodie, and I love crop hoodies.
Mm.
But also, it's one of those things where I own a lot of Ivy Park, but a lot of it's hoodies. So I'm trying to defer to not having to wear a hoodie in summer. So the most of them are going to be crop hoodies, or I'm going to be wearing them in some kind of fashion where I can breathe. But yeah, I was like, we
Smart.
can do that. We can do a little under boob air. So I'm okay.
Period.
I'm okay
We
with
love,
that.
Oh, because
we
we
love
Period.
had
that.
some under boob representation in this episode. Boy, did
Period.
we.
Hello,
Period. Yes, we
hello.
did.
And
And
I am drinking. Well, I'm finishing off this Ben and Jerry's half baked ice cream, but I am also drinking the return of dun, 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 the Arizona black and white
Of
tea. She's
course.
back. She's back. She's back. Make some noise for her. She's been
period.
missed.
Period. We love that. And I know you all are saying, where is Logan? Logan had
Yeah.
some technical issues, but this is for our Say Something Gay. Gay, we're here for you. We miss you. And we'll catch you next time on the flip side. When you back home in your own Wi-Fi and not having to deal with hotel Wi-Fi. See,
Right.
Exactly.
that's what's going on. But we are here and we're going to talk about Philippines season 2, episode 1, where I'm like, why are we splitting up the queens? Why do we split them up? That was my question the whole time. I was
Yeah.
like, sure, I enjoy this episode, but I'm like, why do we split them up? That's just wasting time to me.
I,
Like,
I
come on.
mean,
Yeah.
I see what you're saying. You may not know, but this has happened a few times in the US.
I've
I think it's
heard.
happened 3 times, maybe 4.
I've
Well,
I
heard.
see,
think it's
this is
3.
a this I was about to say. I'm now starting to get a hair annoyed with US season tropes being reused for international seasons because it
Mhm.
doesn't make any it's I don't know. It's just it doesn't seem necessary. And I feel like that I mean at least maybe one of the times when they did it before, I felt in one of the US seasons it worked because they had a huge cast of people. So it worked itself out. But it's like now I just feel like I feel like you're prolonging it. I was like, no, just bring all the girls
Mm.
together and just do a regular, degular, schmegular. You know what I mean? Especially given the fact that um, I felt like that we got to know a little bit about the girls and stuff, but not as much as like I feel like if we had all 12 girls there, we would still learn the same amount about everybody. You know what I mean? I feel that way.
I don't know. I think, well, first of all, I think if we did have all 12 girls there, it would be a much longer episode because Philippines does not shy away from having like an hour and a half long episode. This one was a nice hour long, but I didn't mind it personally because I do feel like
Sorry about
we
this.
got to yeah, I feel like we did get to know the queens a little bit better. We got to see some story. Like, I really liked some of the bonding moments we had. We had the trans corner, which I loved. I don't know. I feel like it worked for me. The only thing is, I feel like this was a good way for production to finagle certain people that they were willing to sacrifice by splitting them into the groups they wanted to be in. So,
It's like let's go ahead and get rid of certain people early. By yeah, I can see that. I can see that because this group felt very unlevel.
mhm.
It did seem like there was more strong people than weaker people in this group. So the weaker people stood out for the wrong reasons. But what's funny for me, honestly, out of this episode, I don't think that the person who went home did horribly.
I agree.
I agree.
I really didn't think they did horribly. And even in the lip sync, I don't think they did bad either. And I was kind of like, I was expecting when I found out that she was the one that went because it got spoiled for me that she ended up going home. And funnily enough, it got spoiled that somebody else was supposed to win and they didn't. And I was very shocked. But yeah, when they spoiled that she lost, I was like, when she went home first, I was like, okay, well, did she bomb really bad? Was it nerves or what was it? And I honestly think it was just one of those things where she just happened to be in a group of very, very strong people.
But we do have a pretty strong group next week too. Like, there's some really good contenders. Like
Yeah.
I think 2 of my top 4 picks were in each group. So it'll be interesting to see how it goes next week too.
Lana, do you have the draft? Because I swear on everything, I can't remember who I drafted. David, do you have it?
I don't.
I don't have the draft, but I'll get the draft before we wrap this up. That's
Okay. I was like, who? I was like, crap, I can't remember who I have. And I was just like, Because I'm pretty sure I only have. I'm pretty sure I only have one person that was in this first episode, which means my other 2 must be in the second episode.
Well, we only have 2 people each.
I only have one person.
You?
I only have one person in this group. Well, no.
Yeah. Overall,
I only have one person in this group.
Yeah, I have 0 in this group. My 2 people are next week.
We only had 2?
Yeah, because we had 6 people drafting.
Yeah. I think you ended up with Arizona and oh gosh, because I just watched it back.
And it's like I don't know. I don't remember all the girls by heart, and that's not like crap.
I think it was
Marie Holiday and Astrid Mercury.
Right.
That's why I hate the fact that we're doing the split premiere too. It's because I'm like,
I think you had Nicole.
No, I did not have Nicole. No shade. I did not. That was aggressive.
No shade.
I didn't have Nicole.
I think you did.
I think I did not. Who else really has?
No, I think
it out later.
I'll figure it out. But I really think you did. I actually think you had Brandy and Nicole because I know I had M1ss Jade So and I had Bernie.
That's right.
No, because I don't think so. Because I think Arizona was my second pick.
Let me go. Let me go by. Let me see. Because I think I had M1ss Jade So, Damari had Ovi, Dawn had KatKat. And then David grabbed up Dee Dee.
You were gonna get somebody I was gonna get, but you didn't.
And then Brandon got
But Verushka.
Barushka, and then Hannah
Because
Beshi.
Brandon got his two people at the same time. So I got mine after David.
You have Tiny.
You have Tiny.
You have
have
Tiny.
Tiny, and you had Nicole.
I didn't have Tiny and Nicole. I had Arizona.
Or
Did
well,
you
maybe it
get
was
Tiny in
Arizona.
Arizona?
Maybe
That
you
might
did
be
have
it.
Tiny in Arizona.
I
Maybe
might
you
have
did have
Tiny in
Tiny in
Arizona.
Arizona.
I was like, I know I had Arizona because I remember you guys got mad when I picked Arizona.
Yeah,
And I got
I
mad
think-
when you picked Tiny.
yeah, I
And I
think so.
picked Arizona second. That's
This-
why I was like,
I'm
I
sure
had to pick
people
somebody
watching
before
are like, who
Arizona, but I
cares?
I know y'all like, who cares?
I want to
what you
make sure
had?
I know.
I know the people are like, we don't care. Talk about the episode.
We're getting
I'm
really
sorry.
caught in the weeds here.
We're
We're going to
very
talk about
caught.
this episode. I
Sorry,
promise.
We
sorry.
promise we promise. Okay,
Yes.
let's talk about the episode. I'll figure out the draft as we go.
I'm fine with my people. I'm very fine with my people.
Yeah, I do think that's what you did have. But yeah, so we jump into the episode. Entrance looks, because that's what happened first. So we go get right into the entrance
Ooh,
looks.
I'm ready to see.
Do we have
Because
them? We
do have
God
them. Of
bless
course we have
it.
them.
Can I say this right now off the bat? And this is the one thing I will say now that I am I'll put it this way. These are my words. These are me eating them.
Right?
Go
Right?
ahead
I
and
feel
go,
like
go ahead and play
I had
that
to
first
throw
person.
so much things out of the window. Like
Yeah.
everybody was not what I expected.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
Go ahead and throw that first person up
Yeah,
there.
let's go. Cause Arizona Brandy.
Arizona Brandy.
Arizona Brandy.
Yeah, this
I
is
love
one.
the concept.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Here, I'll just
This
get
is
into
not
it.
yeah.
I'll get
Go
into
for it,
it.
go for it, go for it.
I'll rip the Band-Aid off. So Arizona is somebody we were all feeling, and we all had very high expectations based on her promo look. This was not giving it for me. This, for
Yeah.
me, was not a great entrance look. I was very disappointed. I didn't like the wig. Like sometimes that wet hair wig works. I didn't think it worked for her. So I was like, oh no, did I overestimate Arizona? Like when she walked into this workroom, I will once again eat my words later on. We'll get into that. But yeah, for me, this didn't quite work. I didn't really get why she had the IV drip. Am
I mean,
missing
I got
something?
it. I got it because she's Brandy. She's Arizona Brandy. Drinking is her thing. She's like,
Oh.
I drink. It goes right to my bloodstream.
Okay, we'll get
Yeah,
to her.
I got that.
I got that.
I got that. It's just the outfit in
It's
itself
the
for
outfit.
me was the big chop, and I was just kind of
Yeah.
like, I was feeling the same way too, David, because I drafted her. That's why I was like, oh girl, hold on now. I was like, nah, I have faith in you, sis. What is this? What's happening?
Mhm.
You look like you are a receptionist that got caught in the rain.
Right.
Like, what's going on? I didn't know what was going on. I did not.
And don't come for us about this because we're gonna give her praise where it's due in this
Where it's
episode.
due, but this one ain't it. This one
Right
wasn't
now,
it.
right now, she was giving the wet third assistant to Miranda Priestley in the Devil Wears Prada. Like she's under Emily. She's was the old Emily before the old Emily before the new Emily. Like that's her.
Mhm.
Just outside wet, trying to get swatches, girl. Just out in the rain. No.
You'll have to forgive Eve. She's a little bit robot-y today. But we're gonna make it work. But yeah, I completely agree. Like this was not her shining moment.
It's your microphone is doing some weird things.
It is. It happens.
It's okay. Technology is crazy. But yeah, it was this wasn't doing it for me. This wasn't I'm sorry. Sorry, KatKat. I mean, sorry, Arizona. This wasn't doing it.
Right.
Yeah, no.
Are we
Yeah,
scoring this?
so for the messed up audio, I said she looks like a wet receptionist. Wet receptionist in the
Yeah.
rain.
Can you act
Wet.
it out for us?
Fabric swatches. Wet.
Yeah,
Score 69.
Nice.
Nice.
My score is gonna be a 42.
My score is going to be a 51. Yeah.
So you
We
gotta
move.
have high score from a girl. Now where?
Matilda.
Okay, so here's another one.
Matilda. I am eating all of
Matilda.
it. Yeah.
Matilda.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna confess. So when we were doing our draft last time, I had already prearranged everybody in my order that I wanted to draft them, and Matilda was dead last on my list. There was no way I was drafting her. The only way I was getting Matilda is if I had last pick and I got stuck with her. So I did not think Matilda had much to offer. I thought she was a strong contender to leave this episode. And then she came out in this, and I'm like, damn, girl, why do you look so much better than Arizona, who I thought was going to slay the fashion? So, yes, like Eve, I ate my words on Matilda. I thought this looked very nice on her.
This was so insanely gorgeous and dainty, and the color and her body and the hair and everything about it was right. Everything about it was right, and I looked like the biggest idiot when she walked through the room because I was also somebody that was not the biggest Matilda fan when it came there to meet the queens and stuff. And girl, I was like, oh, I did not know she was gonna come in eating like this. Like she is stunning face wise. She looks like she could be related to Marina Summers to me. Like just effortlessly pretty. Like she reminds me a lot of like for me, she reminds me of like another person I thought that was a drop dead gorgeous beauty was from season one of Drag Race Philippines was Venus Deluxe. I thought
Mhm.
Venus was somebody that just looked gorgeous. Like, you know what I mean? Like on the runway where you'd be like, girl, you just look pretty. You just look stupidly pretty. Like that's how I feel about Matilda. Matilda is just she's not just pretty, but girl, that she's a neck breaker. She's one of those where like beauty and glam is going to be her thing. I can already tell, and I'm so ready for it. I'm so ready for it. I'm ready to see her in some updos. I'm ready to see her in some
Mhm.
gowns. I'm ready.
Yeah. She walked in, I was like, work, diva. Like, period. You look. The hair wig was wigging. The
Baby,
the
the hair
the
wig was
the
wigging.
the outfit, the flow. It was flowy. It was pretty. It was dainty. It was cute. Her makeup was right. She's just, yeah. She
Even
just
with
looked
Arizona trying to read her at the same time, I was like, Arizona, she
right.
still look better than you,
I
girl.
was
Don't
like,
do
baby, you
that.
can't. I was like, you can't read nobody talking about somebody look like
in
a
this in
loofah.
this in this wet two-piece pantsuit you in, girl.
Yeah. I was like, no, honey, you can't. But
Because
scores,
is
y'all.
she wearing tights? Or is
Yeah.
those her natural legs? But
Oh
still, it
no, I
doesn't
think
look
those
like
are natural legs.
Yeah, I think
bitch,
that's
her
her legs.
body is right. Like what?
The
Score cup
only
is overflowing for me.
Yeah.
Overflowing.
The only
Overflowing.
thing I'm going to critique her on is I think she's not the biggest personality in the room. So, and that's such an important factor in Drag Race. So, I really want her to step out of her like shell that she's in and just give us some personality because I know she's got it in there.
And
She's
and
kind of
given
being
how
overshadowed right now as far as personality goes.
the drag race framework works, you can still be the most amazing entertainer, but if your personality isn't the biggest, they'll just keep you safe until around the middle of the season, and then you'll just end up in the bottom somehow randomly, and you just go right home.
Right.
That's happened so many times before. So like, yeah.
So
Hopefully this is just like a first episode jitters that she kind of like breaks out of her shell a little bit more. And hopefully too, even though we complain so much about it with it being two different premieres, hopefully she can get some camaraderie with the rest of the girls that
Yeah.
she came in with, and they can kind of be like a first premiere girls versus the second premiere girl. You know what I mean? Something to
Mhm.
kind of build a little bit of some kind of story work for the rest of the season. So
right. The
no,
scores on this.
mine's overflowing.
I'm going to give her an 80.
I will give her a 96.
Let me
Period.
see.
96. Let's move on to Brandy Deluxe.
As soon as she walked out, like before she was like you could see her close up. My roommate and I both at the same time said Candy Muse.
That
Like,
is
that's the vibe we got immediately from her.
I immediately said Dora the Explorer because that's what I thought she looked like. And I was like, bitch, she looks exactly like Dora the Explorer. And
I
then
think
when I
that's what
saw
she's
her
going
bag,
for.
and I know, no, it is. And then when I saw her bag had eyes on it, I said, oh my gosh, she is Dora. That's so cute. And then when Matilda said Candy Muse, my jaw dropped. I said,
Oh, Matilda said that too.
Yeah.
yeah.
Matilda was like,
Matilda
oh,
Matilda said it when she walked towards the when she walked to the table. She said, oh, Candy
yeah, Candy
Muse.
Muse.
Oh, that's funny. I completely missed that.
Oh wow,
Oh,
you did?
oh
Yeah,
yeah, she
so
called
my
her Candy
Candy Muse
Muse.
was completely independent from that comment.
That's so
Yeah,
crazy. You're like,
that's
I didn't even
funny.
see that, and like, yeah, we both the whole thought was we all had it. The mind link worked.
Hmm.
Yep, and that's
But
what they
apparently
called. I
they're
was
like
like,
really good friends or whatever. So I was like, oh okay. Because at first I thought she was reading her a little bit, but I guess they're really good friends. So that was probably just her being cute and shady. So I was like, oh, it's cute.
oh
But
yeah,
this look, I don't know. For me, this look is not that cute, but she's cute. I like her personality. I'm living for her confessional look. Like, because we heard somebody in our comments from our last video, our Instagram look video, they mentioned that she was discovered by Venus just walking around with full face on, but out of drag. Like, she just, I guess, has full
Probably
face.
at the mall, girl, because I can't, girl.
Yeah.
That's what that confessional outfit was giving me. It was giving me. I work at a makeup counter. I work at Sephora. I work at Mac. I work at Ulta. I work somewhere, and I do makeup professionally. All the little business ladies that come in, and I got a cute little beat on, and I say cute little quippy stuff, and they think it's so funny. Like I was, they give me like almost like I could see them being like a beauty influencer.
Hmm. And she talked
listen,
later in the episode about like not really being sure about fitting in with her gender identity. And as far as I know, she does not identify as trans, but you can tell like her gender expression, she's not going to put herself in a box. Like, yeah, she has no problem being dressed as a boy, if you want to call it that, but having on full makeup. And I love that. And I think we need that kind of representation because there's people watching these shows and maybe they don't feel cis and they don't feel trans. They're somewhere in between. And I love that she's giving that representation for those people watching this show that just don't know where they fit in. So I love her and I love that representation.
Yeah.
I thought this outfit was cute. I thought it was really cute. I was like, I get the reference. I thought it was just cute. She's cute. I think she was just coming in to be cute and bubbly and fun, and that's what she gave me. So I liked it.
Yeah.
Or.
Team Tiny Candy. Um, we're going to give Miss Tiny Tiny Tints a tiny little 86. Hmm.
Mhm.
Okay, so this is nothing against Tiny, whom I really wanted to draft, whom I love, and I hope does well. Um, I'm gonna give her just because I don't know Dora the
Tiny
Explorer.
he hates you. Tiny he hates you.
I'm gonna give this a 25, but I'm gonna give her a 100 as a person because I love her.
Not to go whisper the score of
Oh
25
no.
and then trying to say it was 100. Mm.
Tiny he hates you. He
He
told
said
me.
25 for
Oh
those who did
no.
not
He
hear. He
just put it right
gave
in the
her
chat.
a 25,
He just
everyone.
put it right in the chat. He said, "I bet Tiny listens to Lizzo."
Stop it. No, I like this because I do get the Dora reference because my nephews love Dora the Explorer and I did too. So,
Backpack, backpack,
hey,
backpack,
I
backpack.
will give this a cute 85. Mhm.
Okay.
Now we go to
Nicole.
Nicole,
Nicole
who follows us
Pardaux, who
all.
follows us all, who I adore on Twitter,
Mhm.
period.
Yep,
Thank you
Just for
she's
so
that, I
much,
said,
Nicole. I think she's an absolute sweetheart. Can I also
yes.
say too, this is just something that was very funny when she was saying like they were kind of calling her daddy when she got out of drag, and she was like, "I'm not daddy," and I was like, Nicole, baby, you're a little
Your
daddy.
daddy.
I will give you that. I'm
She goes
sorry,
from
but
MILF to DILF.
Just to
you
give.
kind of did. You kind of did. There were a couple times you put your hands through that hair, and I was like, okay, Nicole, calm down now over there, sir. Calm on down. But Nicole, baby, uh,
Mm,
this is the cup. We spilled the tea, and the tea is real.
it's
So here we
real.
go. I don't like this, baby. I
This was
really don't.
never.
This was not it. It was giving me like some kind of Fashion Nova Real Housewives robe situation. And I
That's our
was like,
character.
but I would have honestly, and I get that. I would have honestly been happier with you in just a regular, like almost like a dress. This just looks like a cover up jacket kind of situation. It looks very like afterthought. It looks like this is a cover up or something for like something supposed to be underneath it or something like that. Not like this is the outfit. And
I
then
would have.
that
I would
wig,
have.
baby, that wig is a Tatiana. Put a headband on her, honey, or something, because she don't have to be a lace front wig. It's just that one looks very weak. That one looks like I'm a wig. I'm wearing it as a hat. It's sitting right here. Like it was not, and maybe
Yeah.
it was the style. It hit so much of your face. It wasn't. I don't feel like it was the right wig for that look. Yeah.
I agree with you on that. Like the wig is my least favorite part here. I something about how it's sitting. It doesn't feel like it's sitting right on her head. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
it's a little too far down. But and her makeup could have been like a little bit
Mm-hmm.
better. But
Mm-hmm.
I actually don't mind the dress look. I think it fits her. Like it gives me that MILF fantasy she's going for. It feels like it could fit on any of those TV shows that she's probably getting references from. So I like the look for what it is. And I just love her as a whole. Like, and we gotta love somebody who is a pandemic queen, who might start drag a little bit later than a lot of these girls. So
She's
I have a
such a
lot of respect for
sweetheart.
her.
She's a sweetheart. I love Nicole, and I appreciate what she was doing. I get the look. I honestly do. I just wish it was a different robe. Like if you were gonna go that with like a shift dress type robe, like if that was supposed to be your, um,
I would have liked a dress
but
as a dress or a robe as a robe, not like a
right,
dress robe.
right. I would have wanted to see her in to do the whole, just come out in the whole like I'm in the morning. Here's my silk like robe thing. It's a short robe with my little lingerie underneath it because I'm that girl. I'm that housewife, and just go all out. Like come out in like a housewife, like one of those sexy housewives would in those little short robes. This is giving me shift dress slash robe, and I'm like, I don't want all that. That's the only thing I don't want. I want either or. I want either the shift dress or
Yeah.
I want the robe. I don't want the
It's
shift dress slash robe.
it's given like what Fashion Nova does sometimes where they take leisure clothes and they add a whole bunch of sparkles and embellishments to it. So it's like
Right.
pajama pants, but fully rhinestone pajama pants. So like you can wear these at the club if you want to.
Like,
And it's just kind of like,
no,
but
you
no, I don't want
shouldn't.
to see you in this rhinestone pajama pants at the
You really
club. It's like,
shouldn't wear this at the club. Yeah.
yeah, it's like I don't
Yeah.
want to see you in a shift dress robe, girl. Just wear that when you get out the shower.
Right.
Leave it at the house.
Exactly.
Leave it at the house.
Exactly. But scores on this.
Miss Nicole, my dear, I'll give you a 75, honestly, because you're not horrible. And I'm not saying the outfit's horrible, but you're not horrible. And I feel
Mhm.
like that the outfit was just a little bit of a misstep because I feel like that, yeah, I just feel like it was just a little bit of a misstep. I don't think it was horrible. It just wasn't my favorite for this look. So,
Yeah, I'm kind of in the middle on this overall. Like I don't hate it, don't love it. So I'm just gonna give it a 50.
Yeah. For me, it's a 65.
All that and I was the lowest.
Yeah. I mean, if we just
You
because we
never
don't like
know.
it, I mean,
we're
we
more
love her.
gracious than you.
All right. Now we have Miss
Captivating Cat
Captivating
Cat.
KatKat.
Well, now I'm not.
And captivating KatKat.
Yeah, and both, a shark captivating KatKat, and then
So,
picture.
do you guys know background behind this?
Of this shark look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it popped up on Twitter, what this whole thing was referencing to. So apparently, Captivating KatKat, which was referenced, I think, by one of the other girls, is very open on social media about saying what they want to say in their opinions. We know what ends up happening with girls like that, but also at the same time, I'm one of those same girls too. So I'm like, hey, there are good and there are evil. I just, we balance each other out, yin and yang. But anyway, apparently she ended up getting into some online beef with Minty Fresh from season one. And she made a claim that Minty Fresh only looked good in her pictures and she didn't look good in person.
Oh.
Which also pays reference to later on in the episode when Matilduh ended up winning the photo challenge and she said Matilduh looked good in pictures and in person.
Oh.
I caught when she said that. And I was like, I wonder why
Mhm.
she said that. And when I found out what happened later, I was like, oh, okay.
Okay.
Which makes me think maybe she got into it with Matilda at some point or something, saying something maybe about how she looks, or maybe she thought something about, I don't know. But anyway, with the Minty Fresh thing, apparently Minty and other drag queens in the Philippines started dubbing her a shark online for the comments that she made towards Minty Fresh. So that's why she came out with the shark face.
Okay.
And I
Interesting.
was,
I had no idea. Look at
I
you
was, I know, right? I was like, okay,
doing your
got me a little
research.
tea.
We love when people come on the cup and spill the tea because that's what we're here for.
We love us some tea.
We do, per. Oh, well, I didn't get it. I mean, does the story change my feelings about the outfit? Absolutely not, because I didn't like it.
Can I tell you this? And David, I think you're the only person that may get this reference. Lana, you might not know who this queen is, but I will send you the link to her Twitter. You should follow her. She is very talented and very, very funny and a very sweet friend of mine. I love her to death. David, you may already know where I'm going with this just by the color of her wig. But I was getting very Fayludes vibes from.
Okay. See, I don't know who that is.
You don't know who Faye
I
is?
know. I'm
David,
so
I mean
bad at like
Logan probably
keeping up
knows who
with a
Faye
lot of
is,
queens.
but no, she is she's a friend of mine who started doing well. She's been doing drag all over the U.S. She's been doing it in Chicago and Milwaukee, and she was living in Kansas City for a little bit. But she does it pretty much very freelance on her own in an RV, and so she just
Okay.
travels all around the United States just doing gigs. Um, but yeah, she's like pretty awesome. She's like this awesome queer lesbian, like just redhead. Like she looks like David Bowie.
Hmm.
Like she very much looks like David Bowie with like that color orange of hair, just as David with in a David Bowie mullet. Most recently, she was. I don't know if you remember seeing the pictures of from DragCon. I think it was DragCon UK when the Teletubbies was there. She was the one dressed as the orange Teletubby.
Okay.
Yeah, but like she's orange is her color. So like when I saw this, I instantly thought Faye Luz. I was like, oh, she looks like Faye. Um, their personalities and the way they move and manners and things are completely different. Thank God, because I like Faye.
Mhm.
But yeah, no, she made me think of Faye Luz, and I thought you were gonna get that reference, but you didn't. So I'm just,
I wish.
The outfit, though. With the outfit, though?
Yeah, the
Oh, the
outfits.
outfit is very much an afterthought.
Yeah. Well,
Like
but
no,
if she's trying to like prove the point that she looks just as good in person as she does in this picture, I don't think she's really proving it here. She still looks good to me, just not great. Like that cutout she has looks great. Um, but
what
I don't know.
what
I'm not.
what I think she should have done is I think she should have came out in that exact look.
Yeah,
And she should have just moved to the side. That way, it was just like both copies of the same thing. Like
exactly.
that would have been like okay. That would have. I feel like that this was an attempt. I feel like of her to like let me get a little bit of a dig back on this girl. You know what I mean? So I'll do the whole shark thing or whatever. But at the same time, this outfit that she has on seems like so much of an afterthought to her entrance now. It seems like
Mhm.
more of her entrance was based more on shading Minty than it was like
Yep.
showing off who you are.
Yep.
Yeah. My favorite part though is that she unapologetically was like, you all are going to see my nipples and I do not care. So that I just like the whole time I was like, oh, nipples are just like very visible through this. So I love that she gave no F's about that. But yeah, this is my least favorite kind of wig that somebody could wear. It just reminds me very much of like a bachelorette party. But
You
you
don't
know
like the
what?
Bob? What's your name, B.O.B.? So they calling you Bob?
Scores.
Captivating KatKat, you're getting a captivating 40.
Okay, I'll go with a 45.
I'm going to go with a not so captivating 33. Don't like it.
Okay.
Sorry. Just don't like the outfit. Yeah. And next
Uh,
is M1ss
uh,
Jade So.
uh,
I might not love this outfit, but I
uh,
love this woman. Like
uh,
this, I just love her. Y'all go.
my, uh, best part, best part, best part. It's raining men.
Man.
Oh my God. Like, this took my whole soul out. I was like,
You know how
ooh.
people say, is it fashion or is she skinny? I'm gonna admit it. She's
Yes.
skinny,
She's
and
skinny.
that's why it's working on her. It's
Mm-hmm.
not that great of a look, but man, is she rocking it with this
But
body.
it's fashion.
So I'm
It's
gonna own
both.
it. Yeah, it's just that she's skinny, but
It's
still,
It's
right
both.
it's
because this
great.
is not fashion, but it's because she's skinny that this is
It's both.
making this work.
It's both for me. I
Mm,
will say this: I was noticing that on somebody else's, and I think I had to see it in certain angles, and I was like, "Ooh, okay, I can see what they're talking about." Certain angles, that wig line was not looking good on Miss Jane, so it was a
Mm-hmm,
little
mm-hmm.
bit, it was a little crunch, crunch,
It
and I
was.
was
It was
like,
a little bit.
and I was like, "Ooh, no!" And I was like, "Come on, Eddie, do her justice. Don't zoom in on her forehead too much." Um, but other than that, like yeah, I mean, you're not even asking for my score, but like
Go ahead.
my cup is so full. Miss J so jumped out of it. That's why she's wet. Like literally full,
Baby.
over,
yeah,
done, finito. Any other language definition derivative of done, over, done.
yeah. I mean, I still really like it. I like what I'm looking at, and that's
Mm-hmm.
all that really matters to me at this moment. So I'm gonna give this a 75.
I'm gonna give her a 78 because yeah, it's still great. It's still great.
Mhm.
She's still beautiful, and yeah,
And her personality is like everything. I've never
Wow.
seen a character quite like her, and it's just so refreshing, honestly. And she seems like a sweetheart too. Like she could easily be like a mean girl type, looking
Yeah,
that good, but she's not. She seems like so precious to me. I don't know how to describe it.
yeah. She's. I just wanna eat her up.
she's
Mhm.
adorable. She's
But
totally adorable.
so then they get the siren, and they're like, "Wait, it's just six of us. Hold on, what? Hold on, what?" And so then Rue comes on the screen and tells them, "Hey, welcome," and do all this stuff that Rue does. And then Drag Queen comes out looking
Oh no,
sure.
Mama
Did you
Pow,
say
Mama
Greg?
Pow.
I say
We
Drag Queen.
talked
We on
about
Brazil.
Brazil
Okay,
last night.
Mama Pow. I am
I
so
said Greg
sorry.
Queen.
I did because I was literally just looking at the Brazil thing right before we got on air. I am
He's like,
my
Yeah.
I missed that part.
apologies. My apologies.
Mama
Mama Pow.
pal.
Mama Pow comes out. Hey, my boo, hey. I see now where Logan gets that from. I was like, oh, that's where you get it from. Okay. But
I like Mama Pal's look when Mom that what looked like almost like reconstructed like suit pinstripe into what was
mhm,
like a corset kind of top and I
yeah,
like that. I like that a
yeah.
lot. I was like, okay, fashion.
I was like, okay. Yeah, I agreed. I was like, okay, you look good. Mama Pow comes out, welcomes the girls, let them know what the prize is, 1,000,000 pesos and a year of beauty products from Anastasia Beverly Hills. And then they go into the mini challenge where they have to face their fears. And so I was like, okay, face your fears. They go and do a um, photo shoot with this renowned photographer BJ, and
We all love
BJ.
BJ's.
everybody's like, "Oh, BJ's hot, 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 hot."
He is.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, BJ. BJ's BJ's dreaming.
BJ,
BJ's
yeah,
BJ's like cute yummy. Where I'm just like, oh, you're adorable, but like still hot. Like,
yeah.
oh, like I could see you like just being hot under a tree reading a book or something. It's like
Was gorgeous. Like I agree, he was very dreamy. And so
Before
we
we
have
see the photos, I want to know what you all thought of this as a photo challenge, because we get we get photo challenges a lot.
this was very America's Next Top Model.
I was gonna say, can we
Yeah.
go ahead and talk about the tarantula in the room?
This
America's
is
Next Top
America's Next Top
Model,
Model.
Cycle
Period.
3.
Cycle 3.
Yes,
I think
very
they were
much
hoping
that.
for bigger reactions than they got.
Right. They want to supposed to be like, yeah.
Well, I mean, at the same time too, that is like from so long ago. Maybe like half of the fandom of Drag Race wasn't like even alive when they came out.
Right.
Well, no, I
So,
think they were looking for more reactions from the girls. I think they
Yeah,
wanted the
that's what I
girls
meant.
to be like,
oh, that's what you meant. I thought you meant for like the audience.
oh no, we were
Yeah, no, the
really
girls were like, "Child, please, let's
get this
go."
tarantula on my
I think
face.
maybe one or
One
two of
person.
them.
One
Was
of
it
them was like,
Captivating KatKat was
yeah,
the only one?
yeah, she was
Wow.
the only one that was like, ooh, but everybody else
Everybody
was just
said,
like,
everybody
put it
said,
on me, put it on
It
me.
wasn't this
Put it on
exciting
me.
photo
Right.
challenge.
It really wasn't that exciting. But we'll go take a look
At
at these
least they
pictures.
should have done like different things
it
for
was
each
like
person.
this.
Like put a snake on somebody, put
Right.
It was like
Something
this.
that
on
is
somebody.
acting scare one. Right.
It was like
I
this.
agree.
Mhm.
Right.
Everywhere.
We'll take a look at these pictures, and we don't really have to score them,
We'll
so we
give
can
some
just
thumbs
give some
or
thumbs up. Yeah, somewhere down there. So that is Arizona.
that's Pangina. No,
I
no,
wouldn't say this.
no. There was something about her face that kept giving me Pangina, and I love Pangina, so that's the biggest compliment I could give somebody. But I thought that was pretty
It
good.
was pretty good. It was pretty good. It was decent. It was
It
decent.
was good. It was very good. I liked it. I liked the hand placement and like the gritting of the teeth and like yeah, I liked it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the tarantulas are bloody.
Matilda. This just
She's
But
like
so that's
owning
just
it.
like she's like, is there something on my face?
It almost looks like
right.
it's photoshopped on because she looks so relaxed.
We're so relaxed, like she's sleeping,
Yeah.
and they just put that on her face. Like,
Right.
ugh, she's sickening.
Oh, the clock in of that wig was everything. Just the zoom in of that Matilda's wig. I'm sorry, was just everything.
Tiny.
There's
I
something
thought you said
awkward
thumbs
in
up or
her
down. Then
looks.
why are you putting the middle, David?
No, it's a scale. It's a scale.
No, it's up or down, and
No,
it's
no,
just
no.
like
That's
there's
how we
no
always
gray
do it. We do
area.
it like a scale. This is, and my
I
scale's
like it.
like right here because just something about her face seems like she's got a lot of like tension there.
Okay, mine is here.
Okay, that's
Mine
pretty
is
similar
here.
to me.
Mine is here. Here.
Okay. I liked it. Then we have Nicole.
I don't think this is the most flattering photo for her.
No, it's
Yeah.
yeah, it's very much in the middle.
She probably had better photos. They could have
Probably
chosen.
they could have. KatKat.
You see the fear in her eye.
Yeah,
KatKat looks like KatKat looks like an anime character.
she
I
looks
still think she
so
looks
scared.
pretty good.
No,
And I
it's
like the
very much
outfit
middle
better
of the
like
road.
this too.
Yeah, I do like the outfit in that light a lot better.
Yeah. And then Jade So. Yeah, she's gorgeous. She's just gorgeous.
Yeah, very
Bitch.
good.
She's just
Bitch.
gorgeous. Okay.
Bitch.
Well, we'll come back to
Bitch.
that. We'll come back to that. Because we have
Bitch.
to talk about the workroom stuff. So, but the mini challenge winner was, of course,
Matilda. Da, 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 da,
She
da,
did a good job. I
da.
think she probably was my favorite. It was pretty close between her and Jade for me.
yeah.
And then Arizona was right in there too.
I was about to say, to be honest with you, my favorite three were Matilda, Arizona, and Jade.
Yep.
That was it. That was it.
Same.
But as we go on to the Maxi Challenge, we find out they're going to be doing girl groups to the song of Bougie, Booga,
Boogsh.
Boogsh.
Boosh.
Boogsh.
Like
Boogsh.
boosh.
Oh, like Boogsh.
Now,
Yeah.
Lana,
Yes.
you're pretty new to Drag Race. Have you seen Pop Off a Tay? That was
Pop Off Latte was everything. Oh
that
my
was the girl group
god.
song from last season, and they did it.
Oh, that's
like,
why they kept
in
saying pop
teams.
off.
Yes,
Ooh.
they did it in two teams, and so they
Yeah, they
both like
did.
had to perform. And so it was they did the same song, but it was still like a team
Mhm.
challenge.
Mhm.
But it's like the absolute standard for girl groups now on Drag Race.
Okay.
It's so good. So we're gonna need you to watch that as soon as possible.
Yeah.
And that's why
It's
everybody
it
freaked out because they
like
want that moment.
like I would say the only thing that has come close to a Pop Off Latte moment was Serve from Canada's Drag Race
Okay,
with Silky, Raja, and who was it? Vanity Milan. When they did their
That
girl
was
group at the beginning, theirs was
Lana
good
would love
too.
that one too. And then
Yeah,
Break Up Bye Bye, of course.
Which one? Oh, Break Up Bye Bye.
Mhm.
Yeah, Break Up Bye Bye. But like,
Memory
yeah,
of it.
like that will I know. But like this pop off, I say I forgot all about it until they said it again. I was like, oh my god, I forgot all about Pop Off Latte, and I was like, we were going in when it was like Pop Off
Yes.
Latte, I'm
Jaw
beautiful.
dropping.
I was like, I was going off on that song. Like it was so sickening. I think I streamed that for a while too. Like, yeah, it was that girl. It was that girl. I will say that. Boogsh. I
I
put it
like
this
it.
way. I put it this way. If they do it based off of how they did the first season, then they're going to bring the other six girls in and make them do the exact same thing to Boosh too. So I'm not saying, oh my God, this wasn't the greatest or anything. I feel like the song had potential. And I feel like there were good parts. I'm very interested to see how the second half of girls are going to do it. You know what I mean? If they're going to be ones that are just going to completely blow it out of the park, or if all of them are going to like bomb. You know what I mean? Or what's going to happen. But like, it has potential. I just feel like I just need the right girls behind it.
Right.
And
Now Okay, so I didn't do the lyrics like Logan does.
That's okay. First, I want to talk about something that they announced before they go out in there. They are going to be judged by and have a recording session with two of the girls from Fourth Impact. Now, that probably doesn't mean much to you two. I don't know. Do you all know Fourth Impact?
I do not.
Okay. Well, I know Fourth Impact. So I used to religiously watch X Factor UK, and they were a group of four sisters on X Factor UK, and they were so good. They were really my first introduction to what Filipina like culture is when it comes to like music and stuff like this. There's something about Filipino people, like more than just about any other country. They are such workhorses when it comes to their craft. Like they will be meticulous, work their asses off, and just really perfect things. So every performance we got from Fourth Impact on X Factor UK was like top tier quality. They are so talented. They could take the best Mariah, Whitney, Celine songs and just slay them on that show. So I was very excited when I saw Fourth Impact was going to be involved here. They're really good. People should check them out. And if you're watching, leave a comment and talk about your love for Fourth Impact, because I know other people love them just as much as I did.
Baby, they hit that note at the end of the recording session. Bitch hit that note. I said, oh, I said, just to let y'all know.
Like, just so y'all know, we still Fourth Impact. So
even if it's only two of us.
It's only two of us. We still got that impact. Period.
I'm wondering if their sisters are going to be, the other two are going to be there next week.
That would be really cute if the other two were. That would be really cute.
That'd be cute. I mean, and then everything will make sense to me then if they did that. Then I'll be like, okay, and that makes sense. Like y'all split this up. But they also said they had to choreograph for themselves and they had to write their own verses and all of that. So.
One more thing we forgot to mention. The producer of this track, what was his name? I don't remember what his name was. He was fine.
Moof.
Moops.
Moofs.
Moops.
Moose was. Everybody was like, I would taste
I want
him.
to taste
I'd
him.
taste him.
I'll
I want to
taste him.
taste him. I said, I would too, girl. I would too.
But like, why'd they all say taste him? Like, what?
That's the
I
thing.
don't.
Well,
I
that's their
don't
thing.
know, but
Is that
I'm
the
kind
thing?
of living for it. Like, oh, I would taste him.
I was
I
like,
mean-
is moofs like associated with food or something?
No, I
But
think
could be wrong.
maybe Moops might be a
maybe.
tree.
I googled moofs and I only
Yeah.
saw pictures of him, so I didn't know.
I don't know.
Maybe.
But
I don't know. But I feel like I'd be the same way, especially with somebody who I just had a little like flirt connection with. I don't want anything from you. I just want to like fool around a little bit. I was like, oh, I'll give you a taste. I'll give a taste. A little taste. Yeah, I'll give props where props is due. To KatKat, for pulling that damsel in distress. Oh, this microphone, can you help me with this? I would do the same shit. I would do the exact same thing. Like, oh no, what happened? I don't know what's happening. Can you come help me? Like, really? I really would have did that. Oh, I bet he smelled good too. Ooh.
Probably.
He like one of the record producers that just smell like strong ass expensive cologne. Like he just like douses himself in it. Does not need to, but yet at the same time just be like smell him.
Anyway.
Want to smell him, want to taste him, want to all of those
Everybody
things.
wants to taste Moops. Moops was
Right.
everything. So yeah, workroom chats. Let's talk about the workroom chats because it was some very. This was their Emmy moment. Everybody wanted to have the Emmy moment, and so this was theirs. And they talked. It was M1ss Jade So and Captivating. KatKat talked about being a trans woman and how they came. As someone said, why did you choose to be trans? And they were like, it's not a choice. This is just who we are. This is what we do, and this is how we felt in our life. Like, and so we wanted to be that how we felt we were. And it was a movie moment because both of them expressed how they were bullied a lot when they were kids and how they just was like, enough of this. We're not gonna let our happiness or our light be dim because you're unhappy or because you want to not treat us with respect. We don't want, and I think it was Jade said, we don't want your acceptance, or we don't want to be tolerated by you.
Right.
We want to be accepted by
Right.
you. And I was like, that's such a powerful statement because nobody wants to be tolerated. We were like, okay, we'll deal with you because you're here. Nobody wants that in their life for anything. We want people to embrace, accept, respect, and understand us. We don't want your toleration.
Yeah.
Baby, if all you can do is tolerate me, then just don't. Just don't.
Yeah. So Philippines is pretty unique in that they have two of their main judges are trans women. So I think it's really about time that they have some contestants that are trans as well. I can't remember if anybody was from season 1. Like I don't remember what Turing's gender identity was. But I just thought this was like such a cool conversation to be able to see between these two trans women who are honestly two different generations. So they probably have had pretty different experiences, but they can also bond over the shared experience of it not being easy.
Right.
It's never been easy for trans women. Honestly, like trans women have it harder than a lot of people out in the world. So my heart goes out to them and the struggles that a lot of them have gone through. So I really like this moment. I thought it was very humanizing.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Any other thoughts about the workroom? Or can we move on to the main stage? Because that's what happens next. They go right into the performances.
Can I say one thing about Tiny?
Sure.
I love Tiny's energy when it comes to the confessionals. I feel like that Tiny is like Tiny reminds me a lot of her mother when it comes to her energy and how like very like just happy and loud and always like almost laughing behind everything that she says. Like she's just very much a big ball of light kind of person. And so I my heart went out for her later on in the episode, but I'm very happy that she's in this season as like the narrator. She was kind of like the little narrator this episode, and so hopefully she ends up being our narrator for the season because I feel like that I would love to hear some stuff from the perspective of Tiny. She like everything is like everything is like she's telling you the freshest gossip that she just heard from her girlfriends, and I live for it.
For
Yeah, she's
sure.
adorable.
I love Tiny. I enjoy Tiny this episode.
Yeah.
But let's get into it because why not? So here our judging panel. And I think honestly, I think the judges look better than the hosts. Cause I'm not feeling the host's outfit this
That was
Oh
time.
my
my
favorite.
oh my God. When did Brooklyn Heights start judging Philippines? Oh
See, I
wait,
said
that's
the
Mama
same
Pal.
thing. I said the same thing, and my roommate was like, "I don't get Brooklyn Heights."
It's like that's 300% Brooklyn Heights. Like from the blonde updo that still has like one or two pieces of hair down to the silhouette of the dress, which is very
Yeah.
much I could have sworn something that I've probably seen Brooklyn in or something very similar to something I've seen Brooklyn in. The only thing that I will say that I was not a fan of, I mean, the thing is, I put it this way: yes, they gave me Brooklyn Heights. She still looks good, but the one thing I did not care for, Mama Pal, baby, when did you and Batman get into it?
Oh,
That's what I want to know because that lipstick was giving me Joker.
mm,
That's
Damn.
something my roommate said too. But yeah, I honestly
Oh
she
my
she
God.
does this consistently where she overdraws her lips. She's just so awkward. Like honestly, she is the most awkward host from any of the franchises to me. Just like
And
the
she's
way
like
her eyes are just going
infectiously,
everywhere.
yeah, she's infectiously awkward though because she's just
But it
like,
can
I
be
mean,
endearing.
yeah, because I mean, I remember like the shoes, like
yeah.
that was so iconic out of nowhere, and she did it like four times back to back, and we were like, "Girl, are you having a tick? Are you okay?" And we're like, "Oh no, she's just a weirdo kind of person." And we're like, "Wait, we haven't had a judge like, we haven't had a host that's kind of like a weirdo. We've had some that have tried to be weirdos, but they aren't actual weirdos, and she's kind of a weirdo, and
She's
like
an
I kind of
actual
live for
weirdo.
that. Yeah, I
Like
kind of live for that."
even like during the judging, like there's at one point where she's like looking off and smiling, and then she like just look normal and give a critique. And I'm like, girl, what's going on in that brain?
For all we know, child, she is on mushrooms the entire season, and she is there just disassociating, having the best
Mhm.
time of her life. And I'm like, you better be having the best time of your life while you're getting paid, and you don't know where the hell you are.
Okay. Yeah. I
I live
I
for
have
it.
I have nothing. Girl group.
Mm.
Good group. Okay, can I say something? I said originally that I was told, or I thought I saw a spoiler of who went home, and in that spoiler, the person also congratulated another person in this group, and I thought that they ended up winning the challenge. And then when I saw this challenge, I was like, oh, they had to have done some crazy editing for this person to end up winning because it's not that they were bad, but I was actively looking at them because I wanted to make sure it did good, and I saw a lot of choreography mistakes, and that was with my girl Miss Jade So. I
Oh,
saw a lot of choreo, a lot of times where they needed to do a
Mm-hmm.
kick and she barely lifted that leg up, or they were supposed to do a squat and she barely went down, and it was almost like I don't know if it was maybe the outfit was so restricting she couldn't really move in it, but she's not doesn't have that much on, but like that's almost how she was moving. She was moving almost like you know what I mean? Like she
She
wasn't
was
that
not
flexible or
sure.
something.
She was not
Yeah,
sure. She was not very comfortable in the choreography. And you could tell even when they were doing the choreography and practicing it, she wasn't
yeah,
very sure then. And it showed on stage. She had a lot of times when she was just looking around and was like, okay, oh,
yeah. They had
okay,
even
yeah,
caught a couple of those where she was like
they,
looking at other people and stuff, and I was like,
right.
wait,
They
how are they
caught
going to
it.
make her out to be the winner if they keep pulling all these editing clips of her looking like she doesn't know what she's doing? I was like, y'all are really setting this up.
hmm.
Yeah, they found her at some moments where she was just not there, but then they got the moments where she was on, and like when she did her verse, she was on. She was like, "I'm on, I got it, da da da." But then when it was times when she was in the background, She was looking around. She was behind, like they'll kick. She's like, oh, kick over, down. Like it was a lot. Yeah,
And
I was
this
like,
brings
oh,
up another thing that I noticed too. The editing from here through the rest of the episode was very weird when it came to how they were doing deliberations and how they did the challenge. The girl that they said won the challenge, they barely showed. And I was
Hmm.
like, that's why I was very surprised when they said she won. I was like,
Me.
they really didn't even highlight her. And then when they had the girls go back and they talked amongst the judges, they didn't even talk about her at all. And I was like, this is what? I was waiting for them at some point to say, no, you didn't win, or actually, this other person won with you, or something. But I was like, this isn't making any sense. Usually, we can kind of see a little bit more of a through line when there's somebody that's gonna win the challenge. Like usually, you see them a little bit more. It was like it was very weird to me. I was like, huh,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah, for me, I did have a pretty clear top three, and they were the top three this week. But for me, I didn't really notice any mistakes from Jade, and I will admit I've only watched the challenge once, but nothing stood out as negative to me. It was only positive, and maybe once again I'm just blinded by that body and how
yep,
good she looks. But
yeah.
I was really impressed with her. I thought she was a lot of fun. Now I did
Watch it
have a
again. Watch it again.
okay, I will. I did have a clear winner, and I don't know. I think you all could possibly agree with me on that. But for me, the person that made my jaw drop, especially with how they suddenly got naked out of nowhere, was captivating KatKat.
KatKat. Wow.
Thought she did really well in this challenge. So I got to give
To
her
be
a prop.
to be honest and give her props, KatKat did do, I feel like, the best out of everybody in the challenge to me. She was the cleanest. She was the cleanest one. I feel like that when she did her stunts and everything, everything just flowed well. She seemed very confident and assured of herself on stage. It didn't read in any way like she was nervous or or anything like that. She was just like, I'm the pro. This is what we do. One, two, three, four. And with some of the other girls, it was very like, okay, am I ready? Okay, do I go now? Okay, let me do that. You know what I mean? There was some hesitation stuff like that. There was none of that with her, so I won't give her that.
Yeah,
Hmm.
she did her thing. She was very much clean and in step, and she knew what she was doing. Yeah, I thought she did the best in this performance.
Yep.
Also,
She surprised me. Like I did not expect the splits out of nowhere. And also I think she looked a bit more youthful here than she did like earlier in the episode. I was like, oh, okay, now I kind of see your age. But here she looked young. I thought uh I don't know. I was surprised by her, but I did not think anybody did particularly bad. There was one person who gave me a lot less energy than everybody else, and
hmm
it broke my
Yeah,
heart because I didn't want to see them in the bottom because they sounded great. But that was our Tiny. She sounded so good, but just I
yeah.
was not getting energy from her.
I needed Tiny to eat this challenge up, and she still kind of came in a little bit. She didn't come in like Jan. I'm finna just sing my ass off. She came in a little meek, like, "Hi, I'm Tiny." Ah! You know what I mean? But it was a little too cutesy. I wanted more ferocity. I wanted some more
Hmm.
fierceness.
yeah,
Like I was thinking about last year. So our big girl in the cast last year, Turing, in
Serene,
this challenge, she was so mesmerizing. Like
torrid bodied.
the way she moved in that challenge was ridiculous. So,
Baby, she was crumping and everything. Like I
mhm.
was, oh, she was going.
So I
Man,
was kind of hoping.
you have to see Pop Off Latte,
Yeah,
Lana,
you
because I
do.
swear to you, it was like it was the way everything flowed. Their choreo was insane. I was like, what?
Yeah.
They set a
So that
standard.
just
They
showed
set a
me like
standard.
being a big girl really can't be an excuse. So I was expecting her to give some energy, but it was a little lifeless for me. And this just is not something that I guess she's had a lot of experience in. But she sounded really good. Great vocals.
Well, see, and the thing for me too is it almost ends up becoming a money where your mouth is kind of situation where it's like, girl, you came in talking that game and being like that's the one thing that's going to set me apart from everybody else is I sing live. I don't lip sync, you know?
Mhm.
And so they ended up kind of biting her in the butt because there were times where she didn't lip sync. um, but then also at the same time, I felt like that she should have just, I felt like it would have honestly probably been more to her benefit if she would have sung more of the song as opposed to just hitting note parts on the end of it because it feels like the beginning half or the beginning parts of the song or the songs that she didn't the part she didn't sing didn't come across as strong. You know what I mean? It was more apparent that she wasn't a lip sync artist when those parts came up. So if there was any way she could have sung more of it, I felt like that would have helped her out. But I felt like that I needed a little bit more energy from it. And I agreed with what the judges are saying because I'm noticing it now too, just looking at the picture, and it does stand out. The fact that
Mm,
everyone isn't all red and she's got like the
yeah.
black bottom part of her outfit and then the gold boots, which really like it makes her look like the leader, but not. You know what I mean? In the group, so it makes her stick out for the wrong reason. So it just didn't help her out with this challenge. This wasn't the challenge for Tiny, unfortunately.
Yeah. Y'all said it all.
Sorry,
I
girl.
mean,
We love you, girl.
I
Can I
mean,
also say though,
Sorry.
referencing Natalie, um, because she is someone who gets negative critiques during the challenge or whatever. Well,
who's
during
Natalie?
Oh, Nicole.
Nicole.
Nicole, not
I was gonna
Natalie,
say, who is
Nicole,
Natalie?
I was very
not Natalie,
confused.
Nicole. Um, I thought Nicole did a good job
Hmm.
in the challenge. I thought Nicole was very cute in the challenge, and I thought she was very aware of her body and very aware of the stage and where she was, it, like for sight line for people to see her. I think they mentioned that she like moved out of the way at one point so people could see her, and she could like I didn't understand why she kind of got harped on as hard as she did because I thought that she did a perfectly good job. I feel like if there was all 12 of them, she would have been safe. You know what I mean? And that's
Mm-hmm.
the other detriment too with there only being six girls is like you have to be great, otherwise you're automatically going to end up being on the lower half.
True. I think it was part of the plan, like for Nicole to go first, honestly. So I think she had a huge uphill battle. But yeah, I thought she was good. She was solid. But honestly, her and Matilda were pretty close for me. Like both of them were good, but we're not like the major
Stand out.
standouts. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Agreed. Agreed. Oh,
Oh,
oh, look at Logan. Put
It's the
it's
legs.
the lyrics.
okay.
All right. Well, y'all read them. I'll leave them up. I'm not gonna read them.
Well, let's
Um,
do their verses individually. We'll skip the chorus because we've heard that enough. So Matilda's lyrics in English were the one and only Matilda is out. When it comes to the stage, you'll have no doubts. Let's start this dance off. Stop with you showing off. Boogsh, are you ready for me? Or maybe you are not. Oh, not bad
Cute,
lyrics. Not bad lyrics. Cute.
cute. Okay, I want to do Nicole's because Nicole's were cute. Um,
Oh, those are already mostly in English.
Yeah, it's Boosh. I'm your favorite MILF from the Queen City of the South, Queen Nicole with her twins. Rocking the game, no doubt. So get ready to be gagged. I'm the face of Cebu Drag. Shout out loud, Viva, Viva, Viva.
I like that. That like you get who her character is from those
Yeah.
lyrics. Okay, I'll do Arizona. She says, "Bring out the bottles and buy some ice. I am boost boozing today. That I'll wait. I'm
Boasting.
boasting today that I'll win the prize. When they see me, they all scream, 'What? Arizona, one more shot.'" Yeah, another one where her branding is coming out. What's your brand? What's your brand? Do you have a brand, Brigading?
Being very breathing. Breathing ding ding.
Brigading, ding, ding. Yes, that's her brand. Season one reference.
Lana, have you never seen season one?
I've not watched any Drag Race until this year.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, season one is one that was a very good. It
Yeah.
was just a very. It was a very like. international season wise, if I had to make like a top 5 seasons from any international franchise, Philippines is like top 3.
Mhm.
Top 3 easily. Easily. If you watch any international season, watch Philippines. Philippines was good. Drama and like the runways and the challenge. It was
Top
real
tier.
good.
Cool.
Top tier. KatKat. All right. I am a captivating transgender, and that is my power. In my family, I'm the ultimate breadwinner. Try to challenge me. I bet you can't recover. Try to get to know me, and you'll love KatKat forever.
That's cute.
Yeah, that's cute.
That's cute.
Another one that
It
gives
was
us an idea of who she is.
it was cute. Oh.
Okay, let me do Miss Jade. Miss Jade, so skinny, power top. Now I'm sorry, I will not keep doing the Jade voice.
I love this
I
vocal
love the
fry.
Miss Jade voice. Yeah, Miss Jade so skinty. I love that she said skinty, power top, na bratzi. I'm one of one, so cunty. Here for the crown, yes, hunty. I'm serving face, so pretty. Come get a taste of this sexy body. Eat my nails, meet this waist. Ya trans panai will win this race. That's a good verse.
Yeah, it's a really good version.
That might be my favorite so far.
Jay's actually was like the best verse. Okay, here's Tiny's. Can you feel the earth trembling? That's the heavy talent that I'm bringing. I'm tiny, but I'm extra large. Oh baby, I'm winning this war. But that was the. I'm not gonna try to win this war.
Oh, you're not gonna try to do that? It's good. It's short, but she was singing it mostly, so
It's tiny.
it's tiny. Yeah, honestly, like reading those back, I think Matilda's was like the one that gave me the least, and then probably Tiny.
Yeah, Jace is the best verse.
Mhm.
Category is
Feather or not.
Feather you
Whether
like.
you like it or not.
or not.
Feather or not.
Whether you
She
like it or
said.
not.
She said, "Feather, you're not."
Mhm. And this is
Up first is Diabetes. I mean, Matilda.
I love
David, don't
this.
look at me like that. You know that this is giving Diabetes. You
No.
literally were like, huh?
Look,
I was like,
Look,
yes, it is.
Daya could pull this off, but I don't think she would. But Matilda really pulled this off. This was by far one of my favorite on the runway. Like, it's giving me kind of Black Swan in the best way, but it still has like a lot of grit to it. The ripped pantyhose or stockings, I should say. Her hair looks great. Her face. This was so good. I think this set the bar very high. I don't think a lot of them lived up to what this was for me. But man, I love this Matilda. Great job.
I thought this was great too. I am happy that the wings are as big as they are on the back because I feel like if they were smaller, they could have easily given like Halloween, like angel wings. You know what I
Right.
mean? But they look like jumbo. They're like twice as big as her. So I was like, I live for that. Even with the feather detail and stuff in the front, even though all the feathers don't really match, I still like the story with all the dark feathers. Like you said, it is given like a black swan kind
Right.
of just dark bird of prey, maybe kind of situation. The hair, I thought the hair was sickening.
With the
Um,
horns.
yeah, very edgy and very like very kind of almost like a very dark polar opposite to like her entrance look. You know what I
Okay.
mean? Um,
Yeah.
so I like that juxtaposition of
She
us
has
seeing her
range.
like, yeah. We can see her like really pretty and dolled up and glammed, but we can also see her punk and edgy and dark, and it doesn't look forced or weird. You know what I mean? She looks comfortable in both spaces. So I'm like, cool. So like I said, is from the beginning, eating my words for
Yep.
Miss Matilda because she seems like she is going to be a very formidable competitor, and I'm very excited to see what else she's going to do in the competition. And I hope
Yes.
that they don't sleep on her because she seems like
I
she's going to be a
agree.
good girl. Yeah.
I agree. Yeah. So Scores.
All right, so I will give Miss Matilda a 90.
I also was going to go with a 90 on this.
Really?
Yeah, like this was one of my favorites for sure. I think it's
All
great.
right. All right, all right. Lana just in
Lana, you're muted.
time.
She looks amazing, by the way. I love this look. I was like, this is great. This is actually pretty great. So I will give this a 90.
Oh, 390s.
390s all the way around.
Who is
Dun,
it?
dun, dun, dun. Next up, KatKat. Give it a cat. Give it a cat.
So she had a cute little story
Um,
with her look, and then she had this reveal into this
mhm,
outfit.
mhm,
Overall, I thought it was pretty good. I don't
mhm.
know. I just, with her reputation she has, I was just expecting her to wow me on the runway. And she didn't wow me yet. I'm waiting for it to happen in future episodes. I'm sure
Mhm.
she'll have plenty of opportunities to. But I thought overall this was cute. It didn't leave a huge impact on me.
This is what I like to call PBP. Pretty, but plain.
Mm,
In essence, it's just a bodysuit with feathers on it.
mm.
I do like the variation of the colors for the trans flag. I mean, hello, hey, come on, trans. But yeah, it leaves a lot to be desired for
Right.
me. It's one of those kind of things where is she wearing gloves? Maybe. I needed some more things. I needed some more things than just a bodysuit and shoes.
Yes, you do.
Yeah,
Personally,
it needed more for me. I kind of felt like it was cute for what it was. It was cute for what it was. It just didn't give me what I wanted. It was like,
right?
where is I want more. Like before she took
Oomph.
off the little thing, I was like, okay, that's cute. But then she took it off and I was like, that's it? Oh, okay.
And before she took it off, I was getting Jessica Wild flashbacks. I said, God, are we finna have another chicken and the egg runway? What is happening?
Yeah. But it was it was cute. It was all right. It was cute. It was all right. Scores?
I'm gonna give Miss Cat Cat a 66.
Okay. I'm gonna give her a 69.
Nice. And I'm going to give her a 60.
Her,
I wonder if that could have cost her the win, honestly.
probably, honestly.
Tiny Deluxe.
And if that cost Cat Cat the win, this probably put Tiny in the bottom. Baby girl, what is you doing? You left half your outfit at home. Um, I love the concept for this. I hate the fact that there's this huge patch on the side with no feathers on it.
Yeah,
That
hearing
started
out.
taking me way out of it. Because first thing I thought when I see it, first thing I always think when I see straight up and down feathers or fabric or whatever with a belt in the middle is, oh, this is wrapped around a corset or a bodysuit. So when she came out, I was like, okay, it's feathers wrapped around a bodysuit. And then when she moved around and I saw the right side, I said, wait, there's no feathers on that spot. And I'm like,
Mm,
no, don't tell me that you no, baby, no, like no. For me, honestly, what I feel like possibly could have helped is if she would have just taken all those feathers off and made the feathers into maybe a skirt and didn't even have it over because I feel like that always pulls me out of the illusion whenever I see what looks like fabric or feathers or paper or whatever just placed on the front of something with a belt wrapped around the middle of it. Like that always takes me out because I'm just like, oh gosh, like that really feels like it was thrown together. And like with the headpiece and how intricate the headpiece is, And I love the arm cuffs and the leg cuffs. I was like, this has so much potential. It's just like the middle of the garment is what's letting the whole thing down.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I think my biggest thing was that I kind of misunderstood what she was going for. I thought she was like some feathery monster. Like,
Hmm.
I honestly thought her hat was like supposed to be like a head of a monster, and I thought those were two ears sticking out the side. I did
I
not
did too
know
until
those
like
were roosters.
halfway through. Yeah, it's halfway through. They were like cockfighting. And I was like,
Yeah, they were
wait,
like, we couldn't
what?
see the full rooster, and I'm like, those were roosters? I thought those were ears.
Yeah, no, I could tell when she took the hat off and like put it down, and I was like, oh, okay. And I was like, but girl, I know it would have got that. Like, it was giving me feathers. Like, it was
Mm.
fitting the assignment, so it didn't even necessarily, you know what I mean, had to
I know. I'm
translate that. It was still
sorry.
giving feathers. It just,
I know you want to play.
yeah, the bottom of that outfit. I mean, the middle of that outfit just did not do it any favors.
Yeah, no, I didn't appreciate. I don't really like this. I didn't really like the. I didn't like the feather placements. I didn't like the. I just didn't. I just didn't. No, I just didn't. Unfortunately, I just didn't. Yeah, scores because.
How tiny, my dear, my tiny but delicious dear. I'm gonna give you a 75.
Okay. Yeah, there are things I like about it, so I'm not gonna completely hate on it, but I will give it a 48.
I will give it a 60.
Next up, Nicole. 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 Um, Here's why I don't like this outfit. Um, Initially, when I saw her come out in it, I thought that it was a regular gold dress that she just put fabric fans on. And then I tried to pull back and say, no, maybe this has cultural impact. Maybe all these colors go together in some type of cultural way. This isn't just fans attached to a gold dress. And then I saw the lip sync where she took the fans off the dress. And I was like, oh, it was fans on a dress. Nicole, baby, no, no, no. Your legs look stunning.
Mm.
Baby, them legs was grease for the gods. You see them shining all the way over here, honey. But
Yeah,
I
I
feel like that the color is what I feel like the color is the big thing that kind of takes me out of it because the red and the blue I don't have an issue with. I just don't feel like they go the best with that gold dress. Like either the dress need to be a different color or the feathers need to be a different color.
I agree. And I was surprised the judges went kind of easy on her when they were talking about her look. Like they're like, "Oh yeah, we get the MILF fantasy from this." Maybe, I guess. I don't know. There was just a simplicity to this that other people did not have. Like, even if other people failed with their looks, I felt like they had more ambition than what we got here. So this just reminded me of like a carnival, like very simple look, like somebody who would not be allowed in the carnival parade. She would have to sit on the sidelines. I don't know.
Plus,
I
she's not
love her,
invited.
but this was not it. And I think this is what really secured her place in the bottom two for me.
This gave me a design challenge that she just put those fans on the dress that she already had. This was not. That's what it gave me. It gave me like this was a design challenge and not something she brought from home. So
Mhm.
You know what this really gives, and y'all are both gonna get this because you're Project Runway fans. This
Mhm.
gives that challenge on Project Runway where they have them do a couture version of a
unconventional
look
challenge.
and then a
Unconventional
ready,
challenge.
yeah, and then do
Oh,
a ready and do a well, they do like a ready to wear
ready to
version of it.
wear version of it. Yes.
That's exactly what this is. This is like an upscaled like carnival look turned down into a ready to wear look,
Mm,
but it did not work.
They hunted for
right.
her. Yeah.
That's very much what this is giving me. I was like, this looks like something that like if it would have worked, I could have saw this being like, right on the Amazon store or something like available right after the challenge was over, but it does not work. Yeah.
What's your score?
Nicole. I'm gonna give it a 45, to be honest. I'll
45.
be
Okay.
45. I'll give it a 45. Love you, Nicole.
Yeah, we all love you. So I'm gonna give this a 31.
I'm going to give this a 50.
Okay. Who's next?
Nicole. Now, Miss Arizona Brandy, baby, can I tell you the only critique I have for this look? And someone else said it when I was watching a reaction video, and I agree. I wish that Dreamcatcher was a hair bigger. That's it. That's all, like a centimeter or two, and that is nitpicking because when you initially came out and you said you wanted to give Dreamcatcher, and I saw the Dreamcatcher, I was like, okay, I see a lot of orange. I couldn't really tell what any of the textures were on anything. I just saw a lot of orange, and then when they actually zoomed in on everything, when it came to the headpiece, and I saw the orange feathers in that gorgeous orange updo, and I was like, okay, wait a minute, the hair is right. The makeup was right. The breastplate fitting on you was right. The fit of the dress and the gown was right. All those little orange feathery little pieces that are all hanging off. Once I actually got to zoom in and look at all of those, I was like, she's actually bodying this. Like, it took me watching you continuously walking it and then hitting it from different angles for me to really, really appreciate this look. But you killed this girl. This was great.
Yeah, this was definitely a huge step up from her. And I love that it's based on her favorite color, blue.
I thought that was so cute.
Honestly, she has so many things like that made me laugh throughout the episode. She's just so unserious in the best kind of way.
Yeah. She's another person that I think would be a really good narrator of the season too.
Yeah. She's very funny. But yeah, I like this. I guess I got really excited when I heard the Dreamcatcher part. So because like I think Dreamcatchers are so beautiful and I've always kind of loved those. So this while I do like it, I just wanted a little bit more from it. Like I wish it had been more covered in feathers because there's like it just feels like she kind of ran out of them. Like they're not filled in completely. But overall, I do like this. This is probably my third favorite of the night. So
yeah,
not
I
bad.
agree with you. We could have used like some of those lighter orange, bigger feathers that are up by her head. We could have used some more of those, maybe with some strings or tassels on them, so they kind of hung at different levels on her. You know what I mean? Kind of like how they do on a Dreamcatcher. That would have been a cute little touch. But I'm not horribly mad against it. But I do see what you're saying. I would have been totally cool with a couple of more feathers. But just the pieces of how clean everything was together, I was like, this is a very clean look. I feel like this is a look that some of the U.S. girls would have tried to do, and that wig possibly wouldn't have looked right, or the dress might not have fit as well as it needed to, or whatever. But everything aesthetic wise was clean. I really, really liked her hair. Her hair. I've seen a lot of different color, like people doing updos and stuff like that in different colors before, and sometimes it can get really cosplay and wiggy looking or whatever. But that shade of that like reddish orange for hair for her just works so well.
Also, anybody in the comments, are dream catchers like a big thing in the Philippines? Because I mostly associate them with Native Americans, but maybe this is my ignorance. So either way, like I like that she showed respect to that item. I don't know. It worked for me for the most part.
And I
What's your
think it was a
score?
smart.
Oh,
I'm sorry. I was about to say. I think it was a smart take too, because with the runway like feathers, it's really easy for you to go to bird. You know what I mean? To
true.
doing that.
Very
So
true.
yeah. My score for Arizona is I would give this an overflowing. I really, really like this a lot.
Okay. I think I will give this an 80.
Her.
but I still like it.
Lana.
I like this look. I thought it was cute. I was like, okay. I was confused at first. I ain't gonna lie. When she first came out, I was like, what is this? But then the more she walked and the more I looked at it, I was like, oh, okay. I get it. I get it. The Dreamcatcher reference. I get it. The dress isn't horrible. Is it I don't know if it's my absolute favorite. I thought it was good and it was cute. Did y'all already score?
We did.
Yeah.
Okay, well then I will give this a 70.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. It was cute. It was
Yeah,
not my
that's fair.
favorite, but it was
That's
good.
fair.
Okay. Her.
M1ss Jade So. This was
Jesus
my favorite.
Christ.
This was my favorite.
This was a
Absolutely.
moment.
Christ. And I
This
will
was a
say this:
moment.
the way that I saw certain people in the review in the reactions to this, saying that they wish they could have saw her body, or they wish
Mm-mm,
that they could saw something that showed more of her shape. I was like,
mm-mm.
this does show. I was like, that the difference between this is this actually does show a shape. The way that she had them tiered with the feathers, it wasn't just a whole bunch of feathers all on her on one rectangular
Right.
shape.
It
It was like
flows.
square more at the top, and then it shrunk more at the bottom, and then it shrunk more at the bottom. So it almost looked like it was a tornado of just all these feathers.
Right.
And
It's
then
like
She was
like
wind struck a bit, you
right.
know?
yeah,
I felt
and
like she
like
was.
it
I felt like
go
she
ahead.
was the bird, like the bird she was trying to represent. She was that, and you don't see a bird with just feathers. Well, if you saw a skimpy bird, you'd be like, "What's wrong with that bird? That bird don't look right." That
Not
was
to
a full.
mention she's smart because
Yes,
she knows damn well that people would have expected her to be half naked with just feathers on.
exactly,
Mhm.
exactly.
She
She could have
knows that.
She could have easily came out with the little showgirl look with the feather head boa thing and some feathers off her tail feathers or whatever, and the little bikini and posing like you're sexy. But she was like, I'm going to show you that I'm not just my body. Yes, I promote that. Yes, that's me. I say it all the time. I'm cunty, I'm skinty, my body, all of that. But
Mhm.
she is so much more than that, and she wanted to show them that she is not just a one trick pony. And I
Yep.
loved it
And
for her.
I love the fact that she did this because that was something I'll be blunt about it. That was something I was scared about. I was like, I really hope that that's not what's going to happen, is that she ends up being a girl that ends up being just one note, and they end up
Hmm.
getting rid of her because yes, she's gorgeous and everything, but she isn't able to bring any versatility. But already starting out this first episode, I'm like, yeah, she's going to give you levels. And
Yep.
I'm very, very happy to see that because I've been looking at some of Miss J So's like drag performances and stuff outside of the show, and she can perform too, Mama. She can lip sync down. So like, I love to see her in the bottom against somebody because she about to send them right on home. Like it's
Hmm.
she's a contender, and I'm very, very, very happy to see her on this season. She's like
Me too.
that girl. What did Miss Jackie Caliente say? And I've heard a couple people say that too. They said she said she is the prettiest girl that has
Of
ever
all
walked
friends.
on
Yep.
all the franchises. She said Plastique should be scared. And I was like, you know what? You're right. Because she does, she eats Plastique up.
Ooh.
She
Mm.
Um,
does. She eats Plastique up. And the
I'm
thing is,
I'm
that real
I'm the
thing, I think
resident plastique fan among us.
she eats Plastique up, honey. I could see them being like the drag version of Sugar and Spice though.
Ooh, that I would love them as a duo. But
Doing like TikTok videos together where they're doing transformations. They're both just whipping like inches of hair and everything. Like I can see that.
um as far as this look goes, I know Michelle Visage was at home writing notes, and she wrote down, "Stop relying on that body," and she saw this and had to strike through that in her notes, because Miss Jade So showed us that she doesn't have to show all her body to be the sexiest, the cuntiest, the everythingest. She looks so good here, and we haven't talked about it, but I really like what she did with the makeup. She took it up a notch. She's like,
Hmm.
let me paint my normal face on one side, and then let me paint this cold, like iced out. I don't even know how to describe it. Like almost
Bird
constantly.
poop. She said it was
Oh,
bird
it was
poop
bird poop?
down her face.
Oh my
It was
gosh.
bird poop. That's why I was like, "Are you freaking kidding
This
me?"
is why I
Well,
should have
what
taken
what it
notes.
is what it is this bird is a legendary figure or whatever. I think it's
Mm.
supposed to be like good luck or something, but also at the same time, its poop turns people into stone, like
Yes,
Medusa
yes,
style. So
Oh,
yes.
like that's what it was. Like half of her face was turned to stone.
this is
Right.
genius.
It's so
Yeah,
good.
it was
Like
so
you
good.
poop.
It was
I was like,
really
first of
really
all, you
good.
poop down her face, and then the stone eye, and then the stone cheek. It was just so good. It was. She she ate down.
Mhm.
It
Yeah.
was
So
such a good representation of her
yes.
first episode.
Yep.
Very much.
Very very
Even with
good.
even with spoiler alert, even with her not winning this challenge, it was a good first episode for her. She had a very good, strong impression. She had very strong lyrics in her challenge, even though she wasn't the breakout person of the challenge. And then she held her own with a very good, strong runway. Like it,
Yep,
if I was her, I'd be sitting very comfortably.
for sure.
So scores.
Miss Jade So, once again, my cup, you have it overflowing, dribbling on the ground, wet.
Uh, for people watching this, this is very rare that I scored this high, but I'm gonna give this a 99.
Mm.
I really like it.
It is
I was like that. I was
overflowing
like, has there only been one overflowing on record?
But
for David.
there's
Yes.
been 0 overflowings, but I've given 2 or 3 cups full
Oh, okay,
in 40 episodes of talking about Drag Race.
okay.
I will say this is overflowing for me. Like, duh. Like under the sea, at the bottom of the ocean, still with Peach in the Titanic. It's just so good. So
Like,
dang good.
is this a shot from the runway?
Yes.
Mhm.
It looks like a painting.
It's a shot from the runway. Like that's how this dress
No,
moves. That's
in the
how it
Yeah,
moves
background.
so good.
like it's insane. Like how gorgeous and intricate, like all those feathers and everything. Like it looked like it was like a watercolor painting, and
Oh
that's
my
why I was
god.
like, is that even from the episode, or is that like from before because she's had the outfit for so long or something? I was like, that's just gorgeous. Like, and for yeah, gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous.
So we get to the judging and the bottom or the top. Let's start with the top. The top
Wait, wait,
three.
wait. Before we get there,
Are you going to talk
Mom,
about it?
Mama Pal.
Oh no, you're not.
Wait, no. What part?
There's a part that Arizona like had me cackling.
Oh, with the jiggly part?
Yes.
I
Why
mean,
she
we
have
could.
you?
I'm
Why
about to say
she
we
have you
could still
cackling
talk
because of
about
that?
that.
She's
Well,
like,
she said when I saw this girl in the foil dress, and I was like,
no,
"Who
the way
is
she
this with
starts
all
it
the makeup?"
with this makeup, and she was in tinfoil, and I was like, because that's an iconically like that's like one of the most epically bad design challenge looks that Jiggly created in her first episode, and for her to like just bring it up, like I was dying.
Yeah, that was the outfit that prompted the epic. This is a RuPaul's Best Friends race,
Oh
bitch.
yeah.
Thing between her and LaShawn Beyond and Untitled.
Mhm.
Yeah, I thought that was funny, but no, I was like gagged because Mama Pal already said, "All right, let's stir some shit up. Y'all have known each other for 7 hours. Who should go home tonight and why?" And I was like, it's the first episode. Oh my
Mm.
God. Like, I was like, why are you doing that to these babies? And like, I just say I felt so bad for Tiny. I feel bad for
Me
anyone in that
too.
position because I know that you're answering the question that you're being asked, but it doesn't make it feel any better for the person who is on the receiving end of that. You know what I mean? Because they're probably going through their own neuroses about how they did or how they didn't do, or these girls might have came to them and said, "You didn't do that bad." You know what I mean? Da da da, whatever. And then you have to hear them basically turn around in front of the judges and everyone else and go, yeah, no, they were the weakest. They should go home. Like that always for me has been like such a nerve wreck. And like to have that within the first episode, I'd be like, is Philippines gonna start giving the girls counseling? Because y'all gonna have these children up here having panic attacks and stuff.
Right. And here, if there's any producers of Drag Race for some reason watching this, I doubt it, but please, 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 please listen to me. This is something I'm begging for. Whenever this question is asked, please give them something to write down their answer on, because so many times these girls at the end of the line, they hear the names that is being piled on, so they just pile on as well. I want people to give their raw answer instead of just being able to be like, well, this person's already getting named a
Yeah,
lot.
I've heard 5 people already say this person's name, so I guess I'll say their name too. Yeah.
And we had one person deviate from the pack and not say Tiny. One extra person said Nicole besides Tiny. I don't remember who it was. But yeah, it's just so easy just to like keep the blood off of your hands by just naming the person that everybody else is. So
Yeah.
but it was sad.
It was very sad.
Yeah. The top 3 for this week ended up being M1ss Jade So, Arizona Brandy, and Captivating KatKat. Which I agree with, probably.
Yeah, it
yes.
felt correct to me.
It felt correct. That felt very correct.
I got some trans excellence represented in this top 3, so
For sure.
And some alcoholic excellence too. Come on,
Period.
Arizona Brandy, you drunk bitch.
And out of the top 3, the winner was
Is
Arizona Brandy.
Arizona Brandy, you drunk bitch. Yes.
I'm happy for her, but that was a blindside for me. I was not expecting that name to be called.
Can I say that as well too? That's what I was talking about when I was talking about this questionable editing that we were getting. How is it that when they did the deliberations for who should be on the top and the bottom and everything, they did not mention Arizona at all, and then they had her win, and I'm kind of like, not saying her win wasn't deserved, but it's weird because usually with the framework of Drag Race, they're giving you a lot more reason to believe that this girl should be the winner before they crown her as the winner. They highlight times when you were great in the challenge. They talk endlessly about your runway. It's like it's very weird that they don't mention you that much, and then out of nowhere you're the winner. And so I was kind of like, it was like you said, a blindside. I was like, oh, I literally thought I was gonna go to M1ss Jade So. I was like, they didn't even pay attention to when M1ss Jade So was messing up a little bit on her choreo. They still acted like her performance was great. I was like, they're gonna give this to Jade. And then when they said Jade was safe, I said, now wait a minute. Who else did they talk about? That was very weird editing to me. It was just very weird.
Yeah. I was like, it's not Jade? Then who is it? Oh, Arizona. Sure. I guess. I mean, sure.
They just highlighted Jade a lot more for it to not be Jade. Like even with her talking with KatKat in the workroom, you know what I mean? Like they just do that usually. If someone's gonna be in the bottom or if someone's gonna win, they usually highlight the hell out of them. So that's why I was like,
and even
other than
KatKat, they highlighted more.
Yeah, KatKat got highlighted more. I was like, they mostly just had Arizona as the narrator as a narrator this episode. So that's why I was like, okay, work. I'm happy, girl. You're on my team. So,
And then for the bottom 3, we ended up having Matilduh, Tiny Deluxe, and Nicole Pardaux.
Another one of my babies in the bottom.
With the bottom 2 being Tiny and Nicole.
Can I say something honestly? I don't feel like that, and this is maybe biased. I don't feel like that Matilda should have been in the bottom.
I know, like I feel like she basically was like the safe placement, and they just had to have some because they said if
top
you're
3 and a bottom
tops
3,
or bottoms,
right?
But
She was safe.
I felt like she was safe. I will agree that her lyrics weren't like that memorable, but they weren't bad, and her delivery of them wasn't bad, and then her runway was good. So that's almost like, huh, okay. I mean, yeah. But Tiny and Nicole are the bottom.
Mhm.
Right. So they do a lip sync to a song from Fourth Impact, which is cool since Fourth Impact is in the building, or two of
Yeah.
Fourth Impacts is in the building. And so they do the song from Fourth. Now, for me, I didn't think this lip sync was horrible.
Make it plain. Make it plain.
I didn't think Nicole did bad, and I don't think Tiny did bad. I thought Tiny was, uh, if we gonna be honest, and this is no shade to Tiny at all, but
Make it plain.
I kind of think Nicole won this lip sync
Thank
for me.
you. Thank
Ooh.
For
you.
me,
And Tiny is on my team, and I feel the exact same way. I was like, if they call Nicole winning this, I wouldn't not be surprised.
Mhm.
right.
I disagree, actually.
I kind of, I mean, I just, for me, it felt like,
Tiny made a
CJ,
lot of
remember what you
faces.
were talking. Remember what you told me, what we talked about last time on France, where it was like the desperation and how you didn't like the
Mhm.
desperation moves, and it just seemed like you start throwing everything at the wall at the last minute to see. That's
That
what
was
I
Tiny.
felt from Tiny.
That was
Tiny
Tiny.
was giving me everything and desperation
With the
and
roosters?
like the roosters
I
and
like the
like
Yes,
rooster thing.
the
I mean it
roosters.
was I mean
And this
it was
like
a
and
and
this
then
like
this flop on the
and this
floor.
and this
This
like
is
That was
angry and this
painful.
like angry and this like angry mugging look to Nicole half the time to why she's lip syncing. And it's like she wasn't like really dancing in it or anything. She was just making faces at her. And I was just like, what are you
and then
she was making faces like she was gonna cut up, but she would never cut up. She was just making faces. And I'm like, what are you doing, girl?
it was just like that whole when she flopped to the floor, I was like, oh God,
Baby.
It looked so
I said
that's
painful.
I said, is she okay? Does she
that's
need
when
to
like did
breathe
she hurt
into the paper
herself?
bag?
I
I
said
think
she's
she just
getting
knocked the wind out of
medevaced.
her. I was gonna say she just knocked the wind out of her whole entire body.
That
Like
poor baby.
that it just looked
Ooh.
so like she was desperate, like you were talking about
Mhm.
what was Ginger? I think we were talking about that with. I think it
I
was Ginger.
Girl. When she threw
I think
herself on the ground, I
but
was
I just
like,
was
oh
like
my
she was
God.
I just
it
felt like
was
she was yeah,
it
I
was
felt
our
like she was
Hennis and
oh yeah, it
Gala
was Argenis and
in
Gala.
Mexico.
Yeah, it was Mexico. And I feel like she was just that was what she was doing. She was doing that whole desperate thing. And I was like, I'm very shocked that you liked it
Yeah,
because I felt that's what she did.
I think what it was for me is just like before the lip sync started, I was like, oh, Tiny's gone. Because I was just thinking about that challenge and how Nicole, she didn't miss anything. She didn't miss any of her moves in that challenge. And Tiny just gave such little energy. So I thought she was about to be eaten up in this lip sync. And then she came out with a lot more energy than she had in the challenge. So I think maybe it was just my expectations for Nicole were higher, and Nicole didn't really meet my expectations, but Tiny definitely surpassed my expectations. I don't think it was like a blowout. Like for me, it was barely Tiny, but but it might also be just that I'm judging off my expectations and not off of how well they actually did. So I need to watch it again. I usually like to rewatch certain things from the episode, but I didn't get a chance to for this one. So
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
I'm watching the lip syncs, I try to be as unbiased based just off of what they're doing there. So even if I do feel myself being drawn to watching another person, I will still consciously try to make myself look at the other person to see if
mhm.
they'll like pull my focus, you know what I mean? Or maybe I'm missing something that they're doing or whatever. And so like I was trying to do that. I initially started out just looking at Tiny and I was like, well no, let me start checking in with Nicole and see what Nicole is doing. And I saw Nicole was very decently lip syncing. Nicole seemed like she knew more words than Tiny. Tiny seemed like she was flying some of the words at some point. And then
Okay.
when it got to points when the chorus and everything really picked up, I was like, okay, this is when the energy is going to really pick up. They should hopefully be kicking out some dance moves or something like that. Let's see what's going to happen. And I didn't see a lot of that from Tiny. And I didn't see that much of it from Nicole either, but I did see some stuff that worked. Like the little flip that she did work. It wasn't the best or anything, but it wasn't horrible. You know what I mean? It still was more than what Tiny did, and it was one of those where I was like, okay, cool. Like I was noticing that Nicole was holding her own. and it didn't look like she was competing. Like Tiny was just bulldozing her, and she was trying to keep up. It was very much a neck and neck type thing. And so for
Yeah.
me, it ended up coming down with I think who had the cleaner performance, and I think that was when I put Nicole because I was like, yeah, if it just came down to just words, I feel like Nicole knew more of the words because that happened. I don't know. Maybe that was nerves with Tiny for the first episode because that's the second time that's happened that she's just, or maybe that is lending something to what she said earlier in the episode that she's not really a lip sync artist. She's more of a singer. So maybe that's why lip sync. She isn't just like bodying lip syncs or anything because I feel like she can. She just did okay for me this time. Okay, she did okay to stay for me.
I feel like for me, Nicole gave levels. Like she felt the music and she moved with the music, and it was the parts of the song where it was like da 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 da, da and she was doing it, and then it slowed down. It was like, and she was giving the levels of that song, and then she got to the ba da 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 da. I felt like Nicole was giving me levels. That for me, that's why I felt like she won. But apparently, the judges did not agree with us. They agreed with David, and Nicole was sadly eliminated from the competition.
I'll tell you this. Somebody said. I'll tell you this. Somebody said. Oh, Tiny Deluxe. It looked like Candy Muse when she walked in, but she didn't perform like her. I said, baby, that ain't no shade in Tiny, but bitch, if she would have came out bodying like Candy Muse a body of performance, it would have been a full rap for Miss Nicole. There would have been no argument at all. I'm just like, I want to see Tiny more confident in herself and what she's bringing to this competition because I feel like that she has that powerhouse strength that Candy and that her mom has. She has it. Like we see that shit. So it's just like you got to get out of your head, baby, and just be you because then these folks they won't be able to touch you. They won't be able to touch you.
True.
Yeah.
And I've said this before. I'm going to say it again. I think I'm going to say it every first week elimination. All these girls deserve at least 2 episodes. So please stop sending home these girls before they can show us hardly anything. I'm so sad to see Nicole go. I would have been really devastated either way. But Nicole, you're such a sweetheart.
Now, what y'all can do since y'all are ripping off all of these U.S. tropes and using them for the international seasons is you can do like y'all did for season 15, and y'all can eliminate a girl this week and eliminate a girl next week, and then the third week bring them all back.
Yep, I would be down.
Because that's like with Diabetti and who was it?
It was
Diabetti and Orion, wasn't it?
Orion story. Yep.
Yeah, Diabetti and Orion. Yeah, got eliminated on both of their individuals, and then they brought them all back on the third episode.
Well, then let's do that.
And then Dia made it to the final. So I'm like, that would honestly be sickening if like they brought Nicole back and Nicole made it to like top 5 or something like that. I'd be like, that's so awesome. Like,
let's do that then.
Yeah.
Let's do that. So, because we saw no clips of what's going to happen next week. We didn't get a preview or anything. So, I was like, what? Why are we showing Brazil when we need the preview?
Yeah, I was confused.
I was very confused, but whatever. that was that. The premiere, the first part of the premiere of Drag Race Philippines. We'll be back next week to talk about the second part of the premiere, where we meet the rest of the queens. And David, you're stacked in this one for your draft.
I ain't got no idea this.
I got one person in this one because they split me up right down the middle. It was like you go one and the other one. So I think it's you, and it's going to be Brandon is in this one. And I think Dawn's other one is in this one as well.
Okay.
So
yeah,
that sounds about right. So my one, Damari got both of his in this next one. Yeah. So we go. I don't like usually we'll do a draft update. I don't have the points. Logan has the points. And so we'll do a draft update next week, so we'll know who is where on the draft.
But officially, I'm winning.
Sure.
I mean, you're probably doing well. You're doing better than me. I'm at 0 points.
I'm probably at 0 points too because Jade didn't win anything, but she didn't lose anything. So
Like, well, one of my
I
people
think points. Don't
won,
we get
and then
points for the top?
Yeah.
We do get points if they're in the top.
so
So
I got points for my person that won, and then I think
mhm,
I got points for Tiny surviving the lip sync. Did I?
Maybe. I think there's
maybe
negative points too for being in the bottom.
in
So
the
I don't know.
bottom.
Oh,
So
Logan does it a weird way, so
yeah,
he'll have to
we'll let Logan come back and tell us where we fall in the draft. And it'll be better for next week because we'll know from both episodes
yeah.
where everybody falls completely. And so yeah, we'll do that.
like you're
Um
actually even because they won, but then somebody almost went home, so they just even. They just zeroed each other out.
I mean that's possible. But you all know what to do. You're here on the YouTube. Do all the YouTube things. Press the buttons to say to support this channel. Here and on our audio listeners, to hit all those buttons to say you support us. Follow us on all of our social medias at the Cut Pod on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it. I like Twitter. I'm not calling it anything but Twitter. Follow us if you just want to follow us because we're cool. On the ticker below, you see it all. We talk about stuff on our pages. For me, it's probably gonna be Big Brother for the next 98 days. So, get your cup merch, all the cup merch at lanagcreations.etsy.com. And I think that's it, y'all. We had a blast. We did it.
Yeah.
First premiere down, one more premiere to go. And cheers, y'all.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Mabu bye.
Cheers. Mabu bye. Mabu
Bye,
hey.
baby.
Bye.